I'm Bill. I'm William Hutson. I'm in clipping. I make the beats with some other guy.
I am that other guy, Jonathan Snipes. I also make beats and clipping with that guy.
Drop it down when it hit the blood, a milligram in the eyeball, good enough. You gotta love it though, it don't hurt no more. But the problem is you're too vertical. Let it penetrate a little bit of pain, never hurt nobody. Better work your body better than the last motherfucker wasn't nobody. But he left a lot of fluids on the floor, no sorries, don't move. Get flat, can't run, bring it back, tighten up, stay strapped, make it red, make it clap, clap. Clamp that mouth shut, bounce for your boy, rip for your girl, scream for you.
I have sort of like a classic harsh noise pedal board setup. Several inputs that can go into it. So I've got what you mentioned. It's a contact mic taped to like a hobby box full of. I think it's been so long since I made it that I think it's full of screws or pennies or something. And then the beats coming out of his computer, and then just like a white noise generator. And I also have some samples I play back occasionally on an iPad, but mostly it's just like turning on and off different distortion chains.
I have a laptop that's running a Max Patch that's essentially, I would describe it as like a really buggy, terrible version of Ableton Live that crashes a lot that only I know how to use. It's like utterly overly complicated. It involves way too many like text files that it needs to parse and things all the time. But every time I like say, oh, I'm going to rebuild the whole set in Ableton, I find myself saying, but I just want a knob right here that does only, that does this exact thing.
That Chevy frame rattling like a Caribbean rooftop in the rain, and the window panes wiggle following suit. And a black suit sell bean pies in a cream suit, shout soapbox in the lime green suit, send angels to the streets with Botox. Don't talk, cause it's rollers on the corner. Football on the blacktop, Lil C rush the corner. 5 alligator, 6 alligator, 7 alligator. Car, game on, till the streetlights came on. Crowd out by the save on. Paper bags round tall cans, talking that old mannishness like,
man, when I was 22, I woulda, coulda, used to be the shit.
By the high-waisted bikini model standee, 211 and penny candy. It's a storm coming. Everybody inside. It's a war coming. Stack your bread, get high, gotta pour something. Out for the homies. Turn that beat up. Get loaded. It's a murder on the outside, everybody inside. Murder on the outside, everybody inside.
It is a kind of a thing where we add a new song to a set, and in the first like 5-6 performances of that song, I'm not sure what I'm doing, and by the end of a tour, the whole set is, I do this at this point, I turn this knob at this part, I do this at this point, and it's always, it becomes really rote. I actually kind of like the moments where it's like, oh, we threw this new song in. Wait, I don't have anything that I already do during this song, but like, the beat's playing, so what does this sound like?
Yeah, I kind of do this. I have a sort of another layer in the Max Patch that I play over the top of things too, that's an iPad-controlled effects matrix thing that I built that's controlled by Mira on the iPad. And I sort of do the same thing. Like, well, it's always nice to know that even if I do something stupid or do nothing at all, the song is continuing and David can still rap. But yeah, adding a new song is like, well, what in this palette is appropriate for this song? What should I do with these tools in front of me that actually like add to this and sound cool?
She got vows of ketamine, prohypnol, promethazine, blunts with amphetamines. Whatever your pleasure be, medically she readily be providing the flyers at times to die with the finest of wines. Trying to find cut glass, get your cut fast. Without cutting, got a diamond tattoo on her upper thigh. Another fine mess walks by, she cuts eyes, she let her go. She got bad little body, plus a mean walk, mean ass, make y'all slack. Black makeup, match the black makeup bag, the black tip of the steel and chrome grip slick. Black handle, switch blade, she flips, she gets. She don't need you for shit, but your dick and your veins and your guts and your... Every man see she thick and they wish they could bang when she struts. She got nails in, hair did, body right, teeth white, not sharp. Yeah. If you a bad bitch, let her know you ain't not gonna know you won't. Twerk's up, girl. Twerk's up, girl. Twerk's up, girl.
Occasionally we show up in a new environment and we're like, oh, we need to submix this that we don't usually need to submix. And it's like, oh, cool, I'll just do that in a new layer and I'll spit you out this. And it's like, done. And it's so fast and it's so easy and it sounds really good and it's indestructible.
I used to be on separate DIs, so we would have my stereo out and his stereo out, and because I'm using so much like microphone feedback and distorted sounds, that sound guys would just over the course of a show, I would get quieter and quieter and quieter until at the end, the last song, I would be like, I'm off. They've turned me off. I'm not even on anymore. And so now that this has made it great, because we'd never had anything we liked to submix me before. So now we give them just 2 channels out of the K-Mix, and they can't turn me off because that's coming on the same channel as everything.
And we can like throw compressors and EQs and things on you that we actually like.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Or in your case, don't roll off your lows and highs, because those are super important, which sound guys usually do too. So it's super useful in our setup just because of its versatility. I mean, I don't feel like I'm using it to its full capacity, but things that are that like versatile and deep are great because they can be exactly what you need in different situations.
It's day and it's just somebody's daughter skipping rope. Like peas porridge hot, yep, peas porridge cold. Miss Mary Mac in a lag with a gold honey spoke. Longest spoken when she speak, between token black teeth, black leather seat, black fofo, black snapback cap to the back, talk smack, clack, clack, clack. And you keep going back, cause you know where you're at. Everybody wanna rap but don't know how. Everybody wanna run when they hear that sound. Everybody think they hard till they face hit ground. Everybody make a choice, it is not profound. Get money or die, get faded or die, get famous or die, get that famous or die. Get your hands in the sky or get it between the eyes. Get money or die, get money or die, bitch.
I have the vocal mic input, which goes through like a switchcraft splitter, and one of those goes to the front of house and one of those goes to me. But I don't dial it up in the mixer on the K-Mix at all. I just have a little sampler to grab little phrases from it in Max, or occasionally I'll throw a distortion on it or a reverb. Then that second input is my microphone. I have a little microphone built into a shotgun shell by this company, 12 gauge microphones that I actually really like. It's incredibly cheap and very, very durable. And I've really put it through some tough situations. Like I grind it in broken glass every night, during the show, and it doesn't break. Though it did shock the shit out of me last night when I put it in my mouth.
Yeah, you did complain
that did
about
take
that.
just phantom power to the face last night. Maybe I should maybe he should build a dynamic mic. So those are the first 2, and then the other 2 inputs are from Bill, which is just a stereo out, and then I have paired in channels 3 and 4, and those are the channels that are going live through the K-Mix. They're not being processed in Max at all. They're going through.
I was just going to suggest you blurb the product with a quote about him getting the Phantom Power, like on the box. Phantom Power won't kill you. Tastes weird, says Jonathan of Clipping.
Delusional is easier than self-examination, but you gotta make a choice of where you're going, because taking is surrendering, since you might be the last that's not an option. Get your shit together, lover boys, I'm looking at the clock. No home, you've been there, clearly off safety. No destination, no time for waiting. Saviors are fiction, memories fading like ghosts. Ghosts, yo. Baby, don't sleep. Baby, don't sleep too much. Baby, don't sleep. Baby, don't sleep too much. Baby, don't sleep.
We can talk to each other really easily and communicate our ideas more quickly because we've spent so much time talking about music. I mean, David said something in an interview that making a clipping song is whichever one of us brought an initial idea in, trying to communicate that idea, getting everyone on board. And it takes hours, but once we're all on the same page, then actually the song gets made pretty quickly. But it's a long conversation about getting us all to make sure we know we're all making the same song, and then once we know what that song is, we make it.
it's not like we're doing like tons of revisions. We're not like remaking things over and over again. If it takes a really long time, it's because we had an idea that's just very time consuming. Like,
the problem is we talk each other into these really ambitious ideas where we decide that's the best idea, and we can't be like, well, that's unreasonable. We shouldn't do that. We get so married to these things. Well, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So that song might not come out for a while because we need to put speakers on either end of the Grand Canyon to use it as a reverb chamber, and we will not do this song if we can't do that.
Yeah.
I think about like sort of like an anti-engineering concept. Like if you don't try the most complicated solution first, you'll never get to it.
Yeah, I can't tell me things like that.
I know. Yeah.
There are gonna be so many times in the studio. Oh, but they said at Keith McMillan, I gotta do like
we gotta do it the most complicated way we can imagine. First. Try that first.
Get that work, make that work. Everybody, get that work, make that work. We love you guys a lot.